There is a moment in the doctor's office that is quietly, universally dreaded. It's the moment after the small talk, when the blood pressure cuff is wrapped around your arm. It begins to inflate, a steady, insistent squeezing that seems to silence the room. You sit there, trying to breathe calmly, trying not to think about it, but your heart starts to beat a little faster. You are, in effect, being tested. And as the cuff deflates and the doctor or nurse jots down 2 numbers, a silent judgment is passed. And for tens of millions of people, that judgment is a source of profound and persistent anxiety. The numbers are too high. 140 over 90. 150 over 95. You are told you have hypertension. The problem with high blood pressure is not the number itself. The problem is what that number represents. It represents a silent, relentless pressure being exerted on the inside of every single artery in your body, from the massive aorta leaving your heart to the tiniest capillaries in your brain and eyes. It is a force that, over time, damages the delicate lining of these vessels, making them stiff and scarred. It forces your heart to work harder, day in and day out, to pump blood through this resistant network, causing the heart muscle to thicken and weaken. It is called the silent killer for a reason. You often don't feel it. There are no obvious symptoms, until one day, that relentless pressure leads to a catastrophic failure. A heart attack, a stroke, kidney failure, or even dementia. We are given prescriptions, told to cut down on salt, and sent on our way, living with a low-grade fear of this invisible threat within us. But what if this narrative of fear and pharmaceutical management is incomplete? What if we have been overlooking a set of simple, powerful, and natural tools that can help to gently and effectively lower this pressure from the inside out? What if the key to relaxing your blood vessels and allowing your heart to work with more ease isn't just found in the pharmacy, but also in your garden, in your grocery store, and in your kitchen? Today, we are going to pull back the curtain on this silent epidemic. We are going to explore the profound and often underestimated role that simple liquids, the very things we drink every day, play in the regulation of our blood pressure. We will expose the common beverages that are secretly sabotaging your efforts, and more importantly, we will reveal a selection of natural, delicious, and scientifically backed drinks that can begin to improve your blood pressure in a remarkably short amount of time. This is not about abandoning your doctor's advice. It is about adding a powerful, new layer of control to your health plan, empowering you to become an active participant in reclaiming the health of your heart and your arteries. To understand how to lower our blood pressure, we must first understand what it is and what is causing it to rise. Imagine your circulatory system is like the plumbing in a house. Your heart is the pump, and your arteries are the pipes that carry the blood, which is the water, to every room in the house. Blood pressure is simply a measurement of the force of that water pushing against the inside of the pipes. The measurement has 2 numbers, for example, 120 over 80. The top number, the systolic pressure, is the pressure in your arteries when your heart beats, or when the pump is actively pushing water through the system. The bottom number, the diastolic pressure, is the pressure in your arteries between beats, when your heart is at rest, or when the pump is momentarily off. There are 3 primary things that can cause the pressure in this plumbing system to become dangerously high. First, imagine what happens if you take your flexible garden hose and replace it with a stiff metal pipe. The flexible hose can expand slightly with each pulse of water, absorbing some of the pressure. The stiff pipe cannot. This is what happens in our bodies with a condition called arterial stiffness. Over time, due to factors like chronic inflammation and damage, the once supple, elastic walls of our arteries become hard and rigid. They can no longer expand to accommodate the surge of blood from each heartbeat, so the pressure spikes. Second, what happens if you try to force too much water through the hose? The pressure naturally goes up. This is analogous to an increase in blood volume. When your body retains excess fluid, often due to a high sodium intake, the total amount of blood in your circulatory system increases. Your heart is now forced to pump a larger volume of liquid through the same set of pipes, leading to a sustained increase in pressure. Third, what happens if you turn up the power on the pump itself, or if you partially clamp down on the hose? The pressure will skyrocket. In our bodies, this is controlled by a process called vasoconstriction. Your body can send signals to the tiny muscles in the walls of your arteries, telling them to squeeze and narrow. This can be triggered by stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. When your arteries narrow, it's like trying to drink a thick milkshake through a tiny coffee stirrer. Your heart has to generate immense pressure to get the blood through. The good news is that we can influence all three of these factors. We can take steps to reduce the inflammation that causes arterial stiffness. We can help our bodies release excess fluid to reduce blood volume. And we can consume compounds that send a powerful signal to our blood vessels, telling them to relax and widen. The drinks we will discuss today work on these very principles. They are not magic, they are biology. They provide your body with the raw materials it needs to bring this intricate system back into a state of healthy balance. Before we introduce the heroes of our story, we must first unmask the villains. These are the common beverages that many of us consume daily, unaware that they are contributing to the very problem we are trying to solve. They are the silent saboteurs of healthy blood pressure. The number one villain, without a doubt, is the category of sugary drinks. This includes sodas, sweetened iced teas, fruit juices with added sugar, and specialty coffee drinks. When you consume a high dose of sugar, particularly high fructose corn syrup, it sets off a cascade of negative effects. It triggers a massive inflammatory response throughout your body, which directly contributes to the scarring and stiffening of your arterial walls. It can also lead to insulin resistance, a condition where your cells stop responding to the hormone insulin. This is linked to the body retaining more sodium and water, which increases blood volume. Furthermore, high sugar intake can actually reduce your body's production of one of the most important molecules for blood vessel health, nitric oxide, which we will discuss in detail later. A sugary drink is a triple threat. It stiffens your arteries, increases your blood volume, and cripples your body's own ability to relax your blood vessels. The second villain is excessive alcohol. This is a complex topic, as some studies have shown a modest benefit from very light alcohol consumption. However, for blood pressure, the evidence is clear. Heavy and even moderate drinking is detrimental. Consuming more than 1 or 2 drinks in a sitting can cause a temporary, but significant spike in blood pressure. Over the long term, chronic alcohol consumption damages the muscles in the blood vessel walls, leading to chronic hypertension. It also contributes to weight gain, disrupts sleep, and puts a strain on the heart, all of which are risk factors for high blood pressure. While it may feel relaxing in the moment, its long-term effect is one of stress and strain on your cardiovascular system. The third villain is an over-reliance on caffeinated beverages, particularly when used to combat fatigue. A single cup of coffee can cause a short-term increase in blood pressure, even in people who are not hypertensive. While the long-term effects on regular coffee drinkers are still debated, the issue lies in the cycle of using caffeine as a crutch. Often, we reach for caffeine because we are sleep-deprived. Poor sleep is a major, independent risk factor for high blood pressure. So we use caffeine to get through the day, which then can interfere with our ability to get quality sleep at night, creating a vicious cycle of fatigue, caffeine use, and elevated blood pressure. Being mindful of your total caffeine intake, especially in the afternoon and evening, is a crucial step. Finally, there is the hidden villain of processed drinks, such as commercial vegetable juices and soup broths. We might think these are healthy choices, but they are often loaded with staggering amounts of sodium. As we will discuss, sodium is the primary driver of fluid retention in the body. A single can of soup or a glass of commercial tomato juice can contain more than half of your recommended daily sodium intake. By avoiding these 4 categories, sugary drinks, excessive alcohol, poorly timed caffeine, and high-sodium processed beverages, you are removing the major obstacles that are preventing your blood pressure from returning to a healthy range. Now let's turn to our first, and perhaps most fundamental hero. It is the simplest, purest, and most overlooked beverage of all: water. Proper hydration is the absolute foundation of healthy blood pressure, and here's why. Your blood is more than 90% water. When you become even mildly dehydrated, your body initiates a survival mechanism. It releases a hormone called vasopressin, which signals to your kidneys to hold on to water, and also causes your blood vessels to constrict. At the same time, the lack of water makes your blood physically thicker and more viscous. Now you have a situation where your heart, which is already working harder, is trying to pump thick, syrupy blood through a set of newly narrowed pipes. This is a recipe for high blood pressure. Staying consistently hydrated throughout the day helps to keep your blood flowing freely and can prevent the release of these vessel-constricting hormones. How much water is enough? While the old 8 glasses a day rule is a good starting point, a better guide is the color of your urine. It should be a pale straw color. If it is dark yellow, it's a clear sign that you need to drink more. Starting your day with a large glass of water is a powerful habit. It rehydrates you after a long night and gets your system off to a good start. Keeping a water bottle with you throughout the day and sipping from it consistently is far more effective than chugging large amounts at once. Making this one simple change, replacing just one sugary soda or juice with a glass of water, can have a profound impact on your blood pressure. Now we move to our first specialized therapeutic beverage, a vibrant, earthy drink that has been the subject of numerous scientific studies for its remarkable effect on blood pressure: beetroot juice. The magic of beetroot lies in its incredibly high concentration of compounds called dietary nitrates. When you consume these nitrates, the friendly bacteria in your mouth and your digestive system convert them into a molecule called nitrite. This nitrite is then absorbed into your bloodstream and is further converted into one of the most important molecules for cardiovascular health: nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a potent vasodilator. That means it is a signaling molecule that tells the smooth muscles in the walls of your blood vessels to relax and widen. Think back to our garden hose analogy. Nitric oxide is like a signal that magically transforms your stiff metal pipe back into a flexible, supple hose. It allows your arteries to expand, which immediately lowers the pressure within them. The effect can be surprisingly rapid. Many studies have shown that drinking just one glass of beetroot juice can lead to a significant drop in systolic blood pressure within just a few hours, and the effect can last for up to 24 hours. For a consistent long-term benefit, a small glass of about 4 to 8 ounces per day is recommended. You can buy pre-made juice, but be sure it is 100% beetroot juice with no added sugar. Or you can make it yourself in a juicer. If juicing is not an option, even simply eating roasted beets can provide a good dose of these beneficial nitrates. Our next hero is a beautiful jewel-toned beverage that works through a different but equally powerful mechanism: pomegranate juice. Pomegranates are one of the richest sources of antioxidants in the world, particularly a class of compounds called polyphenol. These antioxidants play a crucial role in protecting that precious nitric oxide molecule we just talked about. One of the things that can reduce the effectiveness of nitric oxide is damage from oxidative stress. The antioxidants in pomegranate juice act like a team of bodyguards, neutralizing the free radicals that would otherwise destroy the nitric oxide, allowing it to do its job of relaxing your blood vessels for longer. But pomegranates do more. They appear to have a natural ACE inhibitor-like effect. ACE, or angiotensin-converting enzyme, is an enzyme in your body that produces a substance called angiotensin II, which is one of the most powerful vasoconstrictors in the body. Many common blood pressure medications work by blocking this enzyme. Pomegranate juice seems to do this naturally, reducing the production of this vessel-squeezing substance. Studies have shown that consistent, long-term consumption of pomegranate juice can lead to a significant reduction in blood pressure. As with beetroot juice, it's crucial to choose 100% pure pomegranate juice with no added sugar. A small glass of about 4 ounces per day is sufficient to reap the benefits. Let's move from the juice aisle to the tea aisle. Our next hero is a beautiful, crimson-colored tea with a pleasant, tart flavor: hibiscus tea. For centuries, hibiscus has been used in traditional medicine around the world to treat high blood pressure, and modern science is now confirming its effectiveness. Like pomegranate juice, hibiscus tea appears to act as a natural ACE inhibitor, but it also has a diuretic effect. A natural diuretic is a substance that helps your body get rid of excess sodium and water through urination. Remember our plumbing analogy? This is like safely opening a valve to let some of the excess water out of the system, which directly reduces your blood volume and therefore, your blood pressure. Several high-quality, placebo-controlled studies have shown that drinking 3 cups of hibiscus tea daily can lower systolic blood pressure as effectively as some prescription medications. It is simple to prepare. Just steep a hibiscus tea bag or a tablespoon of the dried flowers in hot water for about 5 minutes. It can be enjoyed hot or cold, and is a wonderfully refreshing and therapeutic beverage to incorporate into your daily routine. While we're in the tea aisle, we must talk about another classic, green tea. Green tea is packed with powerful antioxidants called catechins. These compounds have been shown to improve the health of the endothelium, which is the delicate inner lining of your blood vessels. A healthy endothelium is essential for producing nitric oxide. The catechins in green tea help to protect and nourish this lining, enhancing its ability to produce the vasodilating compounds that keep your arteries relaxed. Regular consumption of green tea has been linked in numerous large-scale studies to lower blood pressure and a reduced risk of cardiovascular disease. Aim for 2 to 3 cups per day. To get the most benefit, it's best to brew it fresh and drink it without sugar. Now for a less conventional but incredibly powerful option. A drink made from ground flax seeds. Flax seeds are a nutritional powerhouse. They are the richest plant-based source of omega-3 fatty acids, which are renowned for their anti-inflammatory properties. By reducing the chronic inflammation that leads to arterial stiffness, these omega-3s help to keep your blood vessels supple and responsive. Flax seeds are also rich in a type of fiber called lignans, which have powerful antioxidant properties. Some studies have suggested that the combination of omega-3s, fiber, and lignans in flaxseed may be one of the most powerful dietary interventions for lowering blood pressure. To make a simple flaxseed drink, you can stir 1 to 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed into a glass of water and drink it quickly before it thickens. You can also add it to a smoothie or sprinkle it over oatmeal. This simple habit provides a concentrated dose of artery-healing compounds. Finally, we must consider the crucial role of minerals in blood pressure regulation, specifically potassium and calcium. Potassium is the natural counterbalance to sodium. While sodium tells your body to hold on to water, potassium tells it to excrete sodium and water. It also helps to ease tension in the blood vessel walls. Most people consume far too much sodium and far too little potassium, creating an imbalance that drives blood pressure up. Calcium is also vital for healthy blood pressure, as it helps to regulate the contraction and relaxation of the smooth muscles in your artery walls. An excellent source of both of these minerals can be found in low-fat or skim milk and plain yogurt. Studies have shown that regular consumption of low-fat dairy is associated with a lower risk of hypertension. A glass of skim milk or a drinkable plain yogurt can be a simple way to boost your intake of these two pressure-regulating minerals. So, how can we put all of this information together into a simple, actionable plan that can start to make a difference in just a few days, as our title suggests? Let's design a 3-day blood pressure reset. This is not a permanent cure, but a focused kickstart to demonstrate the power of these principles and motivate you for long-term change. On day 1, you will begin your morning with a large glass of plain water, perhaps with a squeeze of lemon for flavor. Throughout the day, you will make a conscious effort to sip water consistently, aiming for that pale straw-colored urine. For your therapeutic beverage, you will brew and drink 2 to 3 cups of hibiscus tea. You will also make a commitment to strictly avoid all sugary drinks, alcohol,